Starship Flight 3 is very soon slated for launch. The massive machine will swiftly commence its historic journey into orbit and land with a massive splash down into the sea. However, at the last minute, SpaceX abruptly altered the original plan, which called for Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean as the location of Starship's splashdown. So, where is SpaceX's new splashdown location, and why is SpaceX making such changes? In today's SpaceXFlight episode, we'll find out how Starship splashes down. But before we get in, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss another awesome episode. And with that, let's get into it. Just 4 months after the second launch, SpaceX has almost finished all of Starship's upgrades and improved the ground support system for their third flight. This means that SpaceX is prepared and can launch Starship whenever it is approved. The targeted launch day is the 14th of March, and if permitted to launch, Starship will shorten the time between launches significantly, truly beating all previous records. Elon estimates a 70 to 80% chance of success in the third flight, although this is a prediction. We can say with confidence this is a reasonable prediction, as SpaceX has radically transformed Starship and its associated ground infrastructure based on experience from the last 2 test flights. And because of this, SpaceX can now attempt some never-before-seen goals, such as the opening and closing of the ship's payload doors, which is necessary for the vehicle to realize its future payload deployment missions, and achieve a goal set by NASA, which is to internally transfer 10 tons of liquid oxygen propellant between Starship's header and main tanks, a feat paving the way for future tests involving propellant transfer between ships, and the first ever relight of the Raptor engine in space. This is important for future Starship missions to low Earth orbit, the Moon, and Mars, requiring extensive components to be in full working order, such as the Raptor engines, which will preform in space burns to take astronauts to the Moon, back again and towards Mars in the future. Starship will then proceed with a controlled re-entry and splashdown in the Indian Ocean, instead of the Pacific Ocean targeted in previous tests, reducing mission duration by 1/3 from the previous test target, from 90 minutes to 60 minutes. However, that is not the only modification for this mission, as Starship has a new countdown schedule. This time with expedited fuel loading times to just around 50 minutes instead of the usual 90 minutes, thanks to constant improvements made to Starship's tank farms and other associated infrastructure. They have recently tested this by conducting a wet dress rehearsal, where they loaded more than 4,800 tons of fuel into the Starship in just 45 minutes, half of the usual time it normally takes, and fuel will be loaded onto the booster first instead of the ship, as it provides increased stability throughout the fueling process. The launch schedule from here on out will be similar, with the rocket igniting all 33 Raptor engines at liftoff, burning for about 2 minutes up to engine cutoff and stage separation. However, this time, they want the booster to perform a full-duration boost-back burn and splash landing in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and the ship to continue and achieve a full-duration burn until the second engine cutoff and successful orbit insertion. As of now, the only thing left holding Starship back is the approval of the modified launch license, which is expected to be issued very soon, as SpaceX has completed all corrective actions mandated by the FAA, as evidenced by the rapid progress of Starship and extensive modifications and adjustments for the entire Starship system, coupled with all the knowledge built on from failures of the last 2 test flights, such as extensive fire prevention mechanisms installed, a lesson learned from the second flight test, where leaks and fires caused the Starship to veer off course by shutting down the Raptor engines, causing the flight termination system to blow up the vehicle. All in all, Starship will make history in the coming days, most likely reaching orbit and performing never-before-attempted tests, which we are all excited to watch. If all goes well, we are likely to see even more tests being performed at much higher frequencies and see Starship enter service much sooner. That's all for today's episode. We really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Please share your thoughts with us in the comment box below. We value your input, and it helps us create better videos for you. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss another awesome episode. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.